Well, thank you, Nate, for that. I really do appreciate the welcome and the words. Uh, this is actually, believe it or not, the first time that I've done a webinar like this for USANA. And normally when I do stuff like this, it's like on stage or what have you. And I was a little nervous to do this, but I asked myself a really important question that I think it's important to ask yourself this the same thing. When is the last time you did something for the first time? So having asked myself that is like, you know what, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do my best. So I'm gonna tell you a little bit about me, a little bit about the powerful story of USANA, the products, and how we make money here. And then we'll get on with our day. Okay, so this is my story in one slide. I love this slide because I really tried to wrap up everything about me that I could in a slide, and I have the first picture. It says opportunity, and that's a picture of my wife, and I'm like, man, what an opportunity I had marrying her. Unbelievable. And if I look around on this slide, I see pictures of different TV shows and commercials that I've done, different speeches, some posters from movies that I'm doing with Sony, some voiceover stuff that I have going on, my family in the center of it all. There's a picture of me in the bottom, in the corner, directing Morgan Freeman, and at the top, some of my students. We're doing different shows and what have you. And I think the reason why I liked all of this is because I'm like, man, this was tough to even get here. I'll tell you why. So when I was in college, I went to Florida State University, the best college in the nation. Go Noles, baby. I love Florida State. And I got my BFA in acting. And when I was there, I distinctly remember them asking what I wanted to do. And I said to my friends, my peers, my teachers, I want to do television. I want to do film. I want to tell stories in that media. And they said, listen, those results, like that happening, that's not typical. You being there at that point is not typical. I'm like, yeah, but is it possible if I work really hard, if I do my best, if I network, can that happen? I'm like, well, not many people make it, but let's see. So I didn't listen to them. I mean, I heard what they said, but I knew what I wanted to do, so I stuck with it. I worked hard, and look, some of the things that I only dreamed of actually came to pass, and I feel really blessed about that. And I thought it was important once that actually did happen to pass that information down to people coming up, to my downline of sorts, to the teenagers, to the kids, to the young aspiring actors. So I'm also the director of theater and motion pictures at a high school and a middle school, and now they're dreaming big. And I think it's important to dream big. And I always ask them to ask themselves, what is the best that could happen? And that's what I'm going to ask you. What's the best that could happen? So let's look at the three challenges and get right into it that face everybody and have faced all generations. That's money, health, and time, right? Those are the things we're like, oh, I need money, health, time. Well, things have been changing. If you look around, things have been going from on land to online. And the world economy has completely shifted, and we've seen examples of that recently. Look at Amazon, Tesla, Facebook. If you look at Netflix, Uber, even Airbnb, although they've taken a hit, the whole way that business is done has shifted. And if you even look at why that is, it's because we've moved to the power of our hand. Look at these giants: Best Buy, J.C. Penney, Macy's, Kohl's, Nordstrom, Sears. From 2006 to 2016, we see a 10-year run of a steep and sharp decline from these companies. And I think it's because everything was brick and mortar. But now, if you look at Walmart and Amazon, not only were they able to keep pace, but now they're the leaders as far as revenue and sales go. And I think it's definitely because of that online edge. I look at McDonald's, and people are like, oh, yeah, McDonald's. I have a friend who owns 9 McDonald's. Great family. And you look at, I was reading this article, and the article talked about how this was the first year that more McDonald's closed then opened. However, their revenue and sales were still great. And I think it's because McDonald's evaluated how things were changing, how times and trends were changing, and they connected online. Now you can have your fries and McFlurry delivered to you. I mean, I personally, I'm not eating McDonald's, but the fact that they were able to see that trend and get a hold of it and get ahead of it, I think was a real clue. And success definitely leaves clues. These huge brands, Under Armour, Adidas, Nike, what they're doing is not using the traditional commercial 30-second, 60-second spot and relying on that to get the word out. They're using social media influencers. You see Kanye, you see the second best player, LeBron, you see The Rock. These guys are promoting the brand online, and the companies are reaping the benefits from it. And then you look at Kylie Jenner, and like people are like, oh, the Jenners, all that. But she was the youngest billionaire because she found a product that she loved and believed in. She promoted it, and boom, $1 billion later, she's become like an icon in business, and it's kind of unreal. You can't really hate on that success. But I asked myself, and I think you're probably asking yourselves, how do everyday people make money? Like, I'm not Kanye, I'm not LeBron, I'm not The Rock. How do I, as a mom, as a dad, as a student, whatever, how do I make money in today's world? And I think that's a really good question. And I think most people have a job and they love their job. And I'll tell you that I have a job that I love. I love my job. I work at Westminster Christian School, director of motion picture and theater, and I love those kids. I love working with them. I love putting them on stage. I love getting those movies done. But I also realize you're always going to, if you have a job, you're trading your hours for dollars. And that's okay as long as you realize you're trading your hours for dollars. And then I started to think, all right, if I'm not doing that, what else could I do? People are creating side hustles for themselves, right? You see a lot of people doing Uber, and they say, well, I love being my own businessman, and right now a lot of those people aren't able to work. But I don't think having an Uber, I don't think it's a career or necessarily something one will say that is a long-term solution to creating a career. I think there's other options, right? Even Airbnb. Right now, Airbnb is taking a hit because not a lot of people are traveling or staying somewhere, and you have to buy property and keep it up and all that. What are some other options to be a business owner and not have to go very high end on the startup? I think promoting a product you have online is huge. And it used to be you weren't able to do that, right? It used to be like, oh, I have to have a nice camera. I need to have like a network behind me. I need to have all this and that. But really, all you need is your phone. You tap into YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, a product that you believe in, and then you just go in and you share that online. And suddenly, you're monetizing what it is you already like. And I think it's interesting. We already do that, right? We go to the movies. We tweet about it. I see tons of people taking pictures of their food already, whether it be something they made at home or something that they ordered. So I think we're already kind of doing that, and I find it interesting that we're not always getting paid to do it, but I think there is definitely a way. I think starting your own business is huge, and I've had two businesses running at the same time. One was overhead at Paramount Studios. One was at Sherman Oaks Galleria, and it cost a lot. The rent, to keep the lights on, security, people to clean it, all that stuff. And if you're talking about being a business owner, how can you have the same type of income without having the same type of overhead? Well, that's really what we're talking about, right? So how much time do we all have? Because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't have a lot of time. And it's true. You got 8 hours to work in a day. Yeah, family time. I love to eat, as maybe you can see from my cheeks. And, eating with friends and family, working out. You got to spend time doing that. You got to sleep. Sleep is important. How can we do all that and still create an income for yourself that's going to last something maybe even beyond you? And let's look at this, though. So here's like a little formula, right? There's one person, and he's doing 50 hours per week. This is like a typical 50 hours per week, 50 weeks per year. And that's 2,500 hours per year times 40 years. That's 100,000 hours. That's typical, right? So how can you do this in another way? Let's say you have that same outcome of 100,000 hours, right? But instead you have a team of 100 people working 5 hours a week. That's 500 hours, right? Times 4 years, that's 200 weeks. In 4 years, you get the same amount of hours put in as by yourself during 40 years. When I saw that, I was like, wow, I really need to look at that, because if I can work in a team and have the same outcome in 36 less years, that's worth looking into. And we look at the trillion-dollar industries in the past, right? And we look at the automotive industry. We look at the computer industry of the 80s. And now we have wellness, health and wellness. And $1 trillion is a lot of zeros. And you don't even need the whole trillion. I think the thought process that I had was, how do I get just a little teeny sliver of the trillion? Just give me an L out of the trillion. What do I have to do? Okay? Health and wellness is mainstream. And that's why I really focus on my health, because people are doing it. It's funny, I was scrolling through Facebook and Instagram before I got here without any sound, and you see like people like dancing around in their room, like teaching yoga or like Zumba. If I was coming from the past and just looking at it, I'd be like, what's happening? What's everybody doing? It's mainstream. Everyone is doing it. And I think that they should, because health has become a priority. And we have these health beliefs that fall into percentages and categories, right? Which one are you guys in? Not actively healthy, 35% of people. Only health basic, 19% of people. The other 19% actively healthy. Then we have healthy aware. If you look at all these different categories, I was thinking to myself, where do I fall? Okay, so they're not actively healthy. Let me tell you something. I love In-N-Out. Double with cheese. Fries. Animal style. It's good. And as I eat it, there are times when I feel guilty. But this group of people, they are a little too busy to work out. They don't really have any diet control. They feel guilty when they eat stuff. Their energy is low. Their stress is high. I think when you're consumed with those things, maybe your goals are not so pronounced in your life. You're not very active. You don't really have any prevention concerns. You're just kind of like, hey, I'm going to do me. And that's 35% of people, right? Well, we have 19% that are only health basic. They stick to the basics. They're not trying new things. They have their plan, right? They don't really do supplements. Everything they do, they need to run by their doctor, which is totally fine. And I think they can get everything from their food, which is totally, that's some people's thoughts. And safety and price is a huge thing for them. And there's definitely people like that, right? We have another 19% that are actively healthy. They're trying to stay healthy. They are image conscious. They are actively, searching new information and looking up new things. My wife is always looking up information and sharing it with me. They're attracted to natural and organic. Then we have the 17% health aware. I think this is me. Honestly, I want to be healthy and in control. I need convenience, because if I'm flying to LA, or if I am on set in the studio in Miami, or directing a show here in Florida, I need to have my convenient food and supplement with me. I still want to look good, because I'm still doing work, and I just want to look good. And I go on health kicks like 30 days vegan or no carbs, all these different things, right? Then we have the 10% health enthusiasts. These people amaze me. Who's a health enthusiast? They're like, let me go outside, get some dirt, put some water in it, shake it up with some ice, and drink it straight. They're aggressively health active, vegan, gluten-free. They're highly organic, natural product. My wife was like, here, drink this. It tastes like the earth. I'm like, They're very proactive, right? There are people that fall into different categories. So that's that little wheel there. So here's the thing. 78% of people that are 55 and up are already taking supplements. 77% of people that are 35 to 54 are taking supplements, and 69% of people 18 to 34 are taking supplements. What does that tell you? That tells you that people are already doing it. It's not like a hard sell. So normally what I do is I say, hey, listen, whatever you're taking, Just try our product. If you don't like it, there's a money back guarantee. See how you feel. Because I listen, it doesn't require your belief. It's science. It's not magic, right? So it's just getting people to see what their options are. And you saw in his lifestyle that it's be healthy, live free. And I really like that. I like that because the company was founded by a scientist. It wasn't some guy out of the trunk of his car selling things wrapped in like Teflon. This is like a scientist, a microbiologist, and an immunologist, Dr. Myron Rentz. And I really love his whole story, right? In 74, he worked and founded Go Laboratories. How many of you have had mono? Just type it in the box. I'm just kidding. Don't type it in the box. I don't need to know. But if you've had mono, that test kit, he created that. And they're still using it in hospitals today. But unfortunately, when he lost his mother and father to degenerative disease, he shifted his focus to prevention, right? And then he founded USANA Health Sciences. That to me is crazy. Investing your own money to like make your dream happen, I feel like that's what it's all about. You have a dream, even if people say it's not possible, it's not typical, and you make it happen. You don't take no. You say my dream is more important, and his dream was a world free, healthy and free. Sanofi Medical Institute, one of the leading medical institutes in the whole world. The Albert Einstein Award for outstanding achievement in life sciences. This is not like the youth fair where they give out an award every year, the blue ribbon. In fact, when I checked in 2015, no one had won it since he did it in 2007. Right? And people are like, oh, I got to check this out. I need to see what USANA is all about. I need to do my research. Yeah, do your research. I encourage people to do that. Go on the New York Stock Exchange and type in USNA, and you'll see we're trading as a publicly traded company. There's nothing to hide. Okay? I think that to me is amazing. All these buzzwords, a 25-year history, publicly traded, voluntarily FDA registered facility, billion with a B dollars in sales. These things are really important to me because I feel like it's telling. Because everyone's gonna say, oh yeah, we're the best. We're number one. We're the best. Okay. But what do other people say about you? Here's what other people say about our company. Company of the year, right? Number one direct selling brand 6 times. Anyone watch The Last Dance? See Michael Jordan? 6 championships, 6 chips. You saw this 6 times. I'm just talking about LeBron's 3. We're talking about 6 championships. Number one. 40 million meals with philanthropy across the whole entire world. The thing is, I still play basketball. I body up Troy down in the paint sometimes. I rip the ball from Kayvon. Some of my boys we play basketball with, they're a bit younger than me. I look at what the pro athletes are taking, right? More professional and Olympic athletes are taking USANA supplement than any nutritional supplement in the world, on the planet Earth. We've got more. So if it's good enough for them, it is good enough for me. And that's how I keep up with these guys. That's it. So I want to look at these 3 different products. Our flagship product is the Cellsentials. And this is like basic coverage for your body. You got the core minerals and the Vita antioxidants. It's, 2 little bottles. And, I take these each day. And I think it's really good because each day you're giving your body the support that it needs. But if you want full coverage, you're going with the Health Pack. That has the Cellsentials plus Magna-Cal D for strong bones, plus the Cellsential Booster, right? In an AM/PM pack. But I'm not really a standard guy. There's nobody like me. There's nobody like you. I feel like your uniqueness is your superpower. So I do the My Health Pack. My Health Pack, we are the only company, I feel like we started this. People are trying to imitate us now. Customized AM/PM packs. My pack, I have my name on it. It says you're a baller. And it has my joint pack, my joint health. It has my Cellsentials. It has my Vision X because I'm staring at the screen all day. And my wife has her own pack. It says her own thing, and she has her own stuff that I don't need, and then I have stuff that she doesn't need. But the fact that you can customize it, that's huge. Here's some of our optimizers, right? The Proflavanol C, vitamin C for immune support is huge. You guys have seen the study about vitamin D as well. Taking care of your immunity is an important thing now and always. We have the Booster C for people who can't really swallow pills. It's like elderberry. You put it in water, shake it up, drink it. And I think that the zinc Pro Lookimune is also an amazing product. As I said, the Vision X. I've been teaching remotely, and I also write scripts and I edit, and I'm staring at a screen all day, and that has an effect on your eyes, right? So for me, having eye health was also important. So I love the Vision X. Pure Rest. I protect my sleep, man. I have 3 kids, and my youngest likes to, wake me up at all hours of whatever. And the Pure Rest is at least telling me the sleep that I get, it's a natural melatonin, is going to be protected sleep. I don't take the Estro Pro because, I'm not a lady and I don't have menopause. But some people will need that, but it's not me. I talked about the Percosa. We have some chewable supplements. There's different things for different people. I am digestively challenged, so I love the probiotic and the digestive enzyme. That makes me feel as though whenever I'm eating something, that stuff is going to get digested properly. I'm going to get all the nutrients from what it is I do eat, and I'm going to keep them moving. You know what I mean? The Hepasil. I love the Hepasil, the milk thistle. It's liver health, liver support. I love bourbon, so the Hepasil is key. We have USANA for all generations, right? We have the prenatals. 2 of our children were actually, they had the prenatals from in the womb, and all of them take the USANimals, the chewable. They can't leave the table without getting their USANimals. Body Rocks for teens as well. Basically, every area of your life, there's something for you, right? Now, some people may say, like, yo, I need to talk to my doctor. Let me ask my doctor. Guess what? Your doctor is going to open up the physician's desk reference, which you see on the screen. He's going to lick his finger, turn the page, and he's going to see USANA supplements listed in the physician's desk reference. That's a bigger mic drop than I've ever seen one. It's in the PDR, and if you're like, oh, well, I'm in Canada. Oh, well, it's in the compendium too. It's like, get off me. Anywhere you go, the fact that they're covering their bases, the quality is so high, there's not really much I can argue with. There's not much I can really scrutinize. And believe me, when Nick Pilger brought this to me, I was like, eyes crossed, fingers crossed, legs crossed. I was looking at this all which way, but all the grounds were covered. The Nutrimeal, to me, changed my life. You guys have probably seen me on Instagram at Andre Gordon Official. You'll see me in the mornings shaking up my Nutrimeal. I love it. You can add water, almond milk, whatever, and it's just a meal replacement shake. I was actually able to lose 55 pounds by doing the Reset and Maintain program. 5 days, I did 3 shakes, supplements, probiotic, fruit, vegetables, water, and then I did a maintenance phase and a transformation phase. All that for 4 months, dropped 55 pounds. That's life-changing. When you're trying to lose weight and you find a way to do it and you're not starving and you feel good and you feel energized, that's incredible. Speaking of energy, this is my other little secret weapon when I play basketball. I have a Rev 3 Surge energy pack. I put that in water, shake it up, and I drink it. It's so good. And sometimes in the morning, I do it with hot water. It's like a tea. It's delicious. Now, some of you are like, no, I'm all Monster, Red Bull. That's my jam. If you haven't had the Rev 3 energy cans, it's like nature's Red Bull. No artificial flavors or sweeteners. It's sweetened with sugar derived from fruit, reverse osmosis water. It's probably the best thing in a can that I've had. And then we have the microbiome nutrition bar. You have a nice, healthy snack that's good for the digestion. I think it's important here to talk about skincare, preserve the sexy. My skin is a little piece of chocolate, and I think that it's important to preserve that chocolate goodness. And I love taking care of my skin. Now, this skincare line, it's like the Rolls Royce of skincare, but at like a BMW or Lexus price. So you're getting great value, great skincare, and it works. And I have a group of women on my team. They get together, twice a week, every 2 weeks. They they drink champagne, and then they talk about the product, and it's pretty cool. Okay, I don't use the shampoo because I don't have hair, but I do love the shampoo. I love cleaning my hair off. Someone loves it so much that they're doing green lines all across it. The conditioner, I use a conditioner to shave, and I think that's pretty cool too. Okay, oral care. So my smile is my logo, right? So I feel like when you're smiling, you got to take care of your teeth. I think a fluoride-free toothpaste is really good for the smile, And I love the fact that USANA has that. Okay, let's look at this Scribble USANA lifestyle and go into a little bit more. All right, so here's our promise. Our promise is that we're going to be honest, right? Honesty is the thing. Here's the yearly compensation. Now, there's quite a few people, percentage-wise, who don't make any money at USANA. Some people just don't work. It's like people who get a gym membership and they don't get ripped. The gym's not going to just make you get ripped. You have to actually try, right? It's the same thing in my profession. People told me, there's no way you're going to be on television. There's no way you're going to sell a movie. There's no way you're going to make it. There's no way you're going to be able to support your family. Not everyone happens. It's not typical, but it's possible. It's possible if you work hard. Okay? Now, how does it actually work? Let's show you how this actually works here. One second. All right. So let's say, you get 10 customers, right? Now, these 10 customers, someone is messing with this here. Let me go. It's fine. Give these 10 customers, right? Now, 10 customers, your goal is to get 10 customers consuming $100. Now, the $100 is, I'd say, some shakes, the body wash, and let's say the essentials. That's $100. If they do that, 10 customers, that's $1,000 in sales a month. Now, what's crazy is to start our USANA business, it costs you $9.99. The cost to watch the WWE Network, $9.99. You can get your own business for $10. It's like unreal. Now, you're not making money for signing people up. You only make money when product is moved, right? Now, if you have 10 customers consuming $100, that's $1,000 a month in sales. 10% is your payout, right? That's $100 a month. That's not a lot. You're like, hey, I didn't really do a lot, right? Well, let's see what's next here. Next, if you get 10 customers, right, and you have 4 affiliates who get 10 customers, that's 50 customers in your organization times that $100. That's $5,000 a month in sales. Okay, so you got 4 people on the $9.99, and they have people consuming that $100 threshold, right? So you have 50 customers times $100. That's $5,000 a month in sales. The payout is $500 a month. $500 a month is a BMW, a nice one. It's a nice car payment. Maybe that pays for books. Who knows? But making $6,000 extra a year is not bad. Okay, let's look at a part-time income. Part-time income is if you train 4 affiliates to find 4 affiliates. So, right, you have your 4, but you've trained 4 to find 4. You guys follow me, right? That's 20 affiliates. Those 20 affiliates are still doing the big goal, that initial goal of getting 10 customers. That's 200 customers consuming the $100, right? That's $20,000 a month in sales. You didn't do that alone. You did that with your team. Suddenly, your 10% payout is $2,000 a month. That's $24,000 a year. Now, let me break this down for you. I'm going to keep it real. I just bought a house here, right? And my loan officer was like, hey, I need to ask you a few questions. I see that you work at Westminster, but I also see this other full-time income, this USANA thing. Well, I don't understand how you have this income and you also teach and at the school. Can you help me understand that, right? So I was like, well, listen, I'll explain it to you. You got to train 4 to find 4. That's 20 affiliates times 10 customers. 200 customers times $100. That's $20,000 a month in sales. The payout is $2,000 a month. That's $24,000 a year. I try to keep it really simple for her. Okay, but then if you want to kick it into high gear, and this is something that meant a lot to me, the full-time income. Training 16 affiliates to find 4, 84 affiliates times 10 customers, 840 customers times $100. That's $84,000 a month in sales, $8,400 a month. That's 6 figures. Now, my wife, when we were pregnant with our first child, I remember her distinctly saying to me, Andre, my dream, I talked a lot about dreams, my dream is to be with our kids at home, to raise our kids at home. And I said, okay, that's not a problem. That's fine. I got you. All right, no problem. I walked out of the house and I was like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to generate a full-time income? I live in LA. Things are expensive. What do I do? I wish I figured it out, but this breakdown of train 16 to find 4, 84 affiliates times 10, 840 customers times $100, 84,000 a month in sales, paying me $8,400 a month. That message is something that's reassuring because it's math. It's possible. Okay. Now, when you look at something like this, you're either a customer, right? You're either interested in questions, which was me. You know, like I said before, Nick and Fernanda, they talked to me about this, and I was like, I don't know. You got to explain it more to me. And they did. They answered all my questions. It was great. And then some people were like, hey, let's just get with training. Let's go. Let's do this. And it may be hard. And let me say that. I'm going to leave you with this. Denzel Washington said, without commitment, you'll never start, right? Without consistency, you'll never finish. And that ease is a greater threat to progress than hardship. Now, listen, there may be people that want to color on a screen. There may be people that like green and blue. I'm going to keep it black and white. The black and white of it is, if you work hard, if you get training, if you believe in a product and you promote it with integrity, that you have an opportunity to potentially change your entire life as well as change the lives of other people. I appreciate you guys watching this, and I'm going to ask this last question for you guys. When's the last time you did something for the first time? And what's the best that can happen? Remember this up here. Remember when people said to me, this is impossible, being on TV, making movies. Some people may even said having the family of your dreams is not possible. But it's not for them to determine what you're capable of doing. It's for you to put in the work. All right, guys, thank you so much. Nate, that's all I have. I appreciate everybody. You can stick around here with Nate and answer some questions. And if not, you guys have a great night. Let's see here. Any more questions here? You're welcome. Thank you. LeBron taking us right. Yep, he is. Will there be a recording? I will see. Hopefully, we'll see. Thank you very much, Greg. Troy, appreciate you being on, man. Thank you. Puga Power. Thank you guys for being on there. Chantel, new gold. Woo! Sonal, new silver. You guys are rocking it. Thanks, Jesse, for tuning in. Woo! No, thank you very much, Merlinda.